What we are going to do now, once we have this part, we have the rectangle cut and we pressed our folds. So we have a trifold is what it's called when it opens into 3 different sections. This is a trifold. Now what needs to be done is you're going to take your scissors and cut on these 2 lines. Again, making sure that you're doing your very best craftsmanship and you're stopping before you get to that line or right on it. Right on it is what you're doing. So cutting it across very carefully, and you should end up having 3 parts that'll open and shut like this. Like 3 separate doors. You should be able to fold each door by itself. I'm going to use a pen, but you're going to use a pencil to start out with, and then you'll outline with a Sharpie marker. We're going to start right here in the center, and we're going to start with our big capital U. Now, a lot of people were experimenting with different shapes for the head, but for this project, we need it to be exactly the same. So we're going to start out with a capital U. Then underneath the U, you're adding a neck, so you're adding 2 lines, a shallow U, and 2 lines out to the corner. I always like to add some ears as well. Now, this is the base of all of our faces that we're going to use. So what I'm going to do is fold one of these in, and I'm going to draw the same base. So I kind of play this like fill in the blank. It's kind of a game. That's good. I'm going to take this top one. I think it came right to about here. And then this bottom one. So I'm starting from here, and maybe I make the chin a little bit longer. That's okay, as long as it meets up with the upper up here. And adding the neck and the shoulders. Okay, so now I have 1, and I have 2 bases. Now it's time to add the faces, and you can look at some of the resources that you created last time, some of the brainstorming. And in this center section, we're going to start on the flaps. You're going to make a nose and an eye. Well, eyes actually. And the lower half is going to be the mouth. And then, of course, the upper half is going to be the hair or whatever you have on top of the head. Open up that center flap. And now you need a nose and eyes again. Whatever you have on the first flap is what you add on the bottom. But it can look different. If you make it look a little different, it's going to be 2 very different people. Then, when we move these flaps, it'll create new characters.